I watched the replay too. The 6-minute delay at least, and chat just going crazy. And yeah, mine's MVP, man. Really, just talking and thinking back about that, it's crazy. And I also wanted to stress though, you know, Ro4, we know him for playing that Rift Walker, but honestly, when this team was first starting to come onto the scene, we were starting to learn about these guys. Engineer was actually his go-to. That he was really known for playing as well. So I can't say I was surprised to see him doing so well with that
First
NG
pick
play.
Tundra.
Wow, yeah, that is something. What?
Damn. I
That's
don't know, man.
not
I mean,
usual.
the hero hasn't really hasn't received any like buffs or nerfs recently, but yeah, the hero has kind of died off quite a lot. But I think the hero is very, very, very strong. But I think you have to find like the lane to fit him in. I think he works particularly well in obviously 1v1 mid, but obviously there's normally a lot of dual mids going on, and he doesn't fare too well 1v2. So it's kind of hard sort of lane him in that respect. But hopefully we'll sort of see some good play come out from Tundra here in game 2, because I think the hero is very, very strong, but has had a bad time due to the meta sort of shift, particularly on the lanes. So.
Yeah, again, it's like he's not a bad hero. This is a hero that has been one of the few heroes that's been a god tier status. I mean, this hero, you know what you're doing with that Shiver, especially. He is a very, very powerful tool to use for your team. A great initiation with his ultimate. You know, doesn't necessarily need the most farm either to be very useful for your team. So yeah, to me, it's like I almost question why we don't see maybe a little bit more. It might trickle in here or there, but first pick is a little.
Yeah, that's pick is weird.
That's weird, but we'll see.
Because you could pick him 5th pick and it wouldn't really make the difference. Like, no one's really going to ban him because, obviously, like I said, it hasn't been really in the meta. But yeah, but the main reason why we don't see him really in terms of the competitive scene is because it's really hard to lane him. Obviously, you want to put him in a 1v1 matchup, so obviously preferably put him in the middle lane. But like I said, there's been a lot more dual mids now, so hard to put him that. And you could put him mid, obviously 1v2, but he doesn't fare too well because he doesn't have the greatest escape mechanism. So then you have to find him another lane. You put him in the suicide lane, like I said, not very strong because he doesn't have an escape mechanism. And you try to put him in the short lane, but then it's like, well, why do you want to run a sort of a carry Tundra? So regardless of where you play him, it's really, really hard to sort of lane him. But who really cares? There's been loads of other picks like Ro4 and Behemoth, a couple of supports we haven't seen in a long while actually. So interesting to see how they fare.
Yeah, you know, Ro4, the thing is, like, Ro4, Tundra's usually considered, again, when we saw like 2 of these heroes, Tundra was considered great. This feels like a lineup from freaking Hunter Season 2, like, early on. Like, this does not feel like a Hunter Season 3 lineup, especially as of late. I mean, again, though, Tundra's great against Ro4 because of the Shiver, can scout those ganks, or at least that's the idea, you know, vice versa. But having them on the same team, at the same time, is also powerful. You know, the Shiver to scout things out, then you send it in Ro4 with the ultimate to go somewhere for ganks, so it could definitely be a powerful tool, but yeah, they're not afraid to try just something completely different here, clearly, as Reason Gaming. So we will see how that ultimately plays out for them. But now back to LKP, you mentioned the Behemoth pickup. Again, Ro4 most likely going to end up with that. You got Bubble's final pick. Yeah, the Jungle Behemoth, though, taking that first creep wave. So how are they going to finish off here now? If you're Reason, I mean, I have no answer because.
Well, it depends if they want to run Master of Arms as carry or support. So it's going to be running. They're going to pick up Dampier, man.
This really is Hunter Season 2.
Yeah, man.
Wow, we've actually seen the 2 games of Dampier. Wow, I mean, obviously we didn't cast those games, so we haven't seen it on the Honcast, but I mean, Ro4 is a great assistance with Dampier. There's no doubt in that, and. This is a very old-school kind of lineup, though. Again, Dampier, I love this hero. It's fun to watch him take off and do very well, but
at the same time, like, yeah, I mean, I can sort of guess what you're implying. Like, he doesn't, obviously, he's received those nerfs, like, not recently, but received those nerfs, that's why we don't really see him too much, and obviously, like, he kind of does fall off unless you do snowball him very, very early and very, very quick. Like, he needs a Grimoire, he needs it very, very quickly. He needs it, like, you know, 15, 20 minutes and needs that sort of 500 GPM. Otherwise, he is kind of a bit of a lackluster. Obviously, he doesn't have the greatest late-game sort of carry potential. It's only there for sort of the early burst and ganking potential that he definitely can offer, but will that be enough is the question. Yeah. So we'll have to see in the next sort of couple of minutes, I guess. But Bubble's already gone up here. Used the shell surge twice actually to make sure he's going to get the ward off. But in the end, there's 5 men here for Reason, rotated into the trees jungle. Rhapsody might be in trouble actually.
Oh yeah, she's in a lot of trouble right here. There's the compel Fusin. You're dead. 2-piece Priceless picks up the Bloodlust kill on Ro4, so I mean, you can question the lineups all you want and everything, but hell, you get a bloodlust kill like that to start things off. That's huge.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how they're actually going to lane this, because I don't know. I'd assume it's going to be Suicide Tundra, but like I said before, he isn't the greatest of suicides because he doesn't have that escape mechanism. But at the same time, obviously, they did just get the Bloodlust and they destroyed the ward as well. So actually, very, very big plays coming out from Reason here already. Obviously, it's before the game even started, but sort of 600 gold lead just from the get-go is a big deal, honestly. Who got the Bloodlust? TVS Pricer. So he's going to get some early boots, and that's going to put a lot of pressure actually on the box in the top lane. So already, Reason looking quite strong.
Yeah, I love this Master of Arms skin, by the way. Playing with the rally right here, freaking Super Soaker, badass. But yeah, so I mean that's kind of a classic combination too, and classic, take that you will, but a little bit of an old school to an extent. A lot of physical presence there, and definitely has some good chance for even kill potential. And then yeah, Dampier seeing him in the short lane again. Big reason why you want to do this. You want to also you run a Dampier in the short lane, but you also don't run a jungler with a Dampier because it's all about stacking the jungle and allowing him to farm that ASAP, get the Lightbrand Grimoire, and eventually start taking off from there is the idea. So, Imba Boy, he has a lot of experience at least farming like that. So I think it's safe to say kind of a comfort hero for him in that sense. So it'll be good to see them develop. And actually, yeah, Bubbles off the bat. Going to be taking some good pressure here. Don't expect him to have the best time, but it is Boxy after all. Sometimes he just goes crazy, other times he dies. You're just like, well, that was silly. So
yep.
we'll see what time this is, but...
Yeah, but obviously, I mean, that Bloodlust kill actually onto TPS prices is actually a very, very big deal, though. It looks like he's upgraded the courier instead of going for boots, which is fine, that makes sense, but obviously getting a little bit of XP as well. It's like 440 GPM, actually, which is quite funny to see, but I think the big factor here, for me anyway, is how well Tundra's going to do in the bottom lane. If he can have a good start, then I think Reason going to have a very good game here. But if he gets shut down, then he's going to won't be offering too much really, because if he feeds, he gives a lot of kills, which is definitely possible, like I said, because he doesn't have an escape mechanism. Then Tree going to have a great start. They have given him at least a lot of XP in the first instance, because obviously they pulled the first lane, so Tundra's had quite a lot. What's top lane?
Yeah, Boxy in trouble. He does pour, gets it off. The health push going to be canceled. No, it wasn't canceled actually.
Take cover.
Yeah, the take cover saving the day right there. So at least for the health potion's sake, he would have lived anyways. But that's good that he get back to full life now. But it's a good combo coming up, but obviously just not enough damage. Now Boxy, he's looking for a kill. He wants to try to take advantage of this, maybe get Nymphora, but needs to be careful at the same time. And Dampier will kind of box him out here and make sure not to give him an easy opportunity. Nice seal stun right there. And I believe speaking of TP is priceless. Again, it's been a while since I've seen him consistently on the scene. He's joined the recent game as one of their 3 new players. But I believe he is also known for playing Nymphora too. So kind of one of those players here, kind of comfort heroes for him. Middle lane, Master of Arms. Look at that hero blocking from Rhapsody. Not going to set up anything in the end, but a good attempt nonetheless. Coming out from Fusin right there. But you see Root of Z in the meantime. He's doing his thing with the creep wave. And how has he been looking here early on? I assume so-so. Okay, yeah, 6-0, only 127 gold per minute. Have a Skeleton King camp right here, only the 1 imp left, so keep an eye on that behemoth progression, though. But again, I'm intrigued to see it. I'm sure they will. The support's going to make an effort here in the Hellborn jungle to really stack them up. And again, I forget the exact timing, but usually it's like maybe even like level 6 he has his ultimate to use too. I don't know, but sooner than later, he'll start going to the jungle and cleaning up those stacks.
Yeah, normally he wants to probably get the Lightbrand first, honestly, before he goes to the stacks. Yeah, because otherwise he'll have really no way of getting the stacks and killing them really quite efficiently. And at the same time, like if he stays in the top lane as well, I mean, there's definitely a possibility to actually kill this Bubbles. Obviously, quite squishy, and obviously if a good Zealstone hits, then obviously a nice Terrorize could happen as well. And Boxy will definitely fall if he's not careful, actually. He's only got 400 HP at the moment, so I mean he could definitely fall quite. There's a lot of stop cancers actually from the Vampiric Flight in the top lane, so a lot of mind games going on already. But
yeah, toying with him a little bit, but Boxy, he's plenty of experience with this, and maybe not the specific matchup, but playing the Suicide Bubbles, he's played it once or twice before. As I say that, he's going to be gone on, going to be fine though. As take cover coming into play a little bit right there too, as you expect. So keeping things interesting, it's safe to say. 4-minute rune going to be popping up here. Let me see. Yeah, he has a lot. 12 games in total on record. So yeah, plenty of games with that. Refreshment rune top picked up by Magnus right there. Master of Arms bottles up the haste rune though. Gonna see if he can make use of that. Maybe at the bottom lane. It's only a level 4 Tundra, so I don't know if they're gonna be able to get anything out of this. was level 600, definitely a different story, but he's cutting things out, looking for the jungle, maybe get Behemoth low or something like that, but it's not going to happen. Behemoth is low, he's just not near him for the time being. And although, as I say that, okay, no, well, thinking maybe. He's not sure the Shiver's going to spot him, but now he's kind of healed up a little bit. He also has a bottle on him. He's going to cut off his path somewhat as he has support coming in, but there's the pop of the haste root, and Master of Arms is going to be fine. So, kind of, oh, that's unfortunate. He had a health potion. It got taken off right away by the neutrals as he was running by, but at least he lives. And that's the good point right there. Middle lane, nope, no seismic slam or anything like that from Rally, so just simply harassing Magnus a little bit in the meantime.
I don't know why Rally. Sorry, like I've seen quite a few Rallies already play actually top lane.
What do we got up here? Bubbles his positioning. He shows us and he wants to finish off him. A point. No, the final auto attack not enough. Look at that grace of the nymph giving to Vampire. It allows him to go back and he gets the kill. What timing right there
So big.
from Imbo Boy. The take cover wasn't off cooldown just yet. That was absolutely huge. And you know, again, a big reason for that was the Nymph grace of the nymph. It gave him the movement speed to get out of range, stay alive, and buy him an attempt, and also allow him to go back in there with a vampiric flight, obviously.
Yeah, so big, and look at that BM.
Right there, yeah.
Oh man, love it. But yeah, in the end, just great play. I mean, I thought actually Boxy was definitely going to get the kill there because actually the second back end of the Zilson didn't actually connect with Boxy, and in the end, I thought it was going to be enough to actually get the kill onto Dampier. But like you said, the Grace of them just enough, and the Valkyric Flight just a man up there onto Boxy. It's a great play in the end, actually coming out from Reason Gaming.
Yeah. I'm talking about the Hellborn team stacking their jungle, but you look at the Legion jungle; they actually got several stacks going on themselves. I assume maybe Behemoth and Rhapsody would probably. Rhapsody is still level 1, by the way.
Oh, what?
With that said, so yeah, might want to get those levels.
Yeah, he's been roaming around between mid and bottom, doing a lot of running, but not really a lot of farming or sort of sitting in lanes. But yeah, going back to the point about Ruddy though, we've seen quite a few Ruddys being picked up here in the competitive scene, and I'm really kind of surprised they actually are still building the battle experience. It got nerfed when it sort of got rid of the passive damage from sort of the increase of like the laning presence of the last hit. And actually, you do a lot more damage actually if you split the demoralizing raw over the battle experience. Actually, mid lane didn't matter there, I guess, but
nope.
it still falls it. But yeah, demoralizing raw is just a little bit better. It does actually a tiny bit more damage, but also obviously the slow makes a big difference as well, getting an extra few or one or two auto attacks, but not the biggest deal. Obviously, still gets the kill here onto Magma.
Yeah.
The most thing.
No matter what he had right there, I mean, that was a dead Magnus. So I do agree with you, though. I definitely get your point. And yeah, that does make sense. I mean, it just earlier on, it doesn't seem like that passive is doing nearly as much. Didn't it used to assist, like, give you extra damage as well?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, before, before the nerf, it was definitely right to spec that, but after the nerf, it makes no sense because, like, early on the game, it doesn't really matter about the armor, really. It's all about, obviously, the damage, and obviously, Demoralizing Raw is the one that's going to get you the damage. So it would make more sense if he specs the Demoralizing Raw over the battle experience, but not the biggest of deals in the end.
I'm also, what I saw happen right there kind of actually alarms me a little bit in the sense that this is kind of a funky. I mean, we already knew it was kind of a funky lineup here on Reason, but in the sense that part of it's kind of a physical presence. Actually, Bubbles at the top lane. Yep, the courier scouts him. I was watching that whole time while I was rambling on. I was like, are they actually going to get him? Yes, yes, they are. As the courier scouts him, they knew he was in there. It's just a matter of actually getting vision. And that they did. So big find right there. You see Dampier, he has the 2 charges on him, not 3, but middle lane, Magnus. Can he get away some way, somehow? Compel is up, but he couldn't get it off. In fact, Behemoth's stun comes out, and Rally's forced to Compel away defensively. So Magnus actually lives right there.
Yeah, and Compel was on the cooldown for 1 extra second, and it was really well played, particularly coming out from Zane, actually. He actually charged onto a creep and then ulted just to be, get in time for the initiation, but the Compel was just on cooldown, otherwise that would have been a definite kill on Magnus again, and would have been actually a real big hurt there for Tree if Magnus falls again, but in the end, Compelled just a little bit on cooldown, but even though, I mean, like, Reason are really kind of dominating this game, 0-4, and honestly, I think it just goes back to, a little bit better play, honestly. They've been sort of winning their lanes quite single-handedly, not by, any sort of better strategy or better draft in that respect, but just a bit of outplay in that respect. And I mean, we talked about, obviously, Reason have got the new team, obviously with Nier and Bry as well as TPS Priceless, but they are looking very, very strong. I have to admit, like a new wind, a new gust of wind actually hit the Reason team.
I agree with you. Again, I've always been a fan of Reason Gaming, but it seems like they've almost been disappointing as of these first couple of cycles here. what we expect out of them and what their performances ultimately were. But here we are in Cycle 3, a new roster, and exactly kind of new win put into them or whatever metaphor we're looking for. Anyways.
I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find it either. I just sort of rambled.
A new breath of life. How about that?
There we go. That's exactly what I was trying to say. But just going back to recent gaming, obviously in game 1, I mean, they were very, very close, obviously, to winning the game against Tree. And obviously, Tree, they were second, obviously, in the last cycle. And I mean, the last sort of reason team, they obviously did all right, but they never looked like threatening. But I mean, this team here clearly showing that they're very threatening, and I was completely wrong that I thought they was going to drop down to Gold Division, because they are very, very dominating, particularly in this game. Obviously, it's only early days to sort of say that, but already I can just sort of see that this Reason team has definitely got a lot of potential here to do well in Diamond Division.
Absolutely, and actually here in game number 2, they're setting themselves up in a pretty good spot because, you know, we talked about Dampier especially. He gets this point. He has the light brand now. He's already done a little bit of the jungle. They're going to push this top tower a little bit out. In fact, okay, he's going to push the tower and probably fall back. I'm looking at the jungle right now. No stacks currently there, so I'm a little concerned about that, honestly.
Yeah.
That's the strategy. That's why you pick up Dampier like a Draconis or something like that, to go to the jungle and just mass farm those stacks. So right now, having no stacks, they're losing out on a lot of gold efficiency here, speaking of that.
That is true, but at the same time, though, obviously, like, if Nymphora was AFK stacking, she wouldn't be level 6, and now she's level 6, she does have that potential to start ganking. I do agree with you, they do need to start getting the stacks off. Actually, top lane Bubbles might be in trouble again.
Rally's here. Does he have Seismic Sam up? Yes, he does. Compel's ready to go. Now, Vampiric Flight just used by Dampier, as well as the Fear of the Terrorize, so... Actually, Boxy just simply denies the tower. Here we go. Compel is going to bait out. No, nothing's going to happen in the end. And so Boxy at least gets a deny on the tower. Prevents that gold swing from going more in favor of Freezing Gaming. But with that said, Imba Boy is still going to push it up. So, I mean, that's a fair point. Yeah, I mean, for maybe not be as a level 6 as she is right now. But are they even using the level 6 is the question. And would that really matter? So.
But at the same time, I think they have been clearing a few stacks. So like 100 CS at 11 minutes, like that's not just from the lane. That must be from the jungle as well. Yeah. So I think that might have done a few triple stacks. I wasn't paying attention completely.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's done at least one that I saw. So yeah, it's not like it's just been absolutely zero. But still, it does seem a little odd.
No,
he just got the light brand and you see 0 stacks. Usually it would be much different. But I mean, you see right now, he's kind of flying around a little bit, maybe the Legion Ancients, kind of poking over there, but this is a lot of farm time. That you seem like it's a little bit of downtime where Dampier, hey, I'm not saying 450 GPM's bad by any means, but Dampier has potential to even be higher at this point with the start that he's had.
Agree.
So,
definitely,
he's interesting there.
He's got a kill as well, actually, so that's another thing to definitely note. And at the same time, obviously, he's going against Puppet Master, and Puppet Master will be able to, in the end, actually be able to out-carry him. So he does need to get that snowball potential, otherwise he won't be, obviously, as useful as like another carry that could have been picked up here. But at the end, they are still ahead by quite a bit. 3,000 gold, 3,000 experience. They need the portal kill on the rally and maybe on the Tundra. Obviously, Grimoire's going to be the first time here for Dampier. Then expect the portal to happen. They've got a lot of game potential, obviously, with the Tundra and the Nymphora. We talked about this in the draft, and they really do need to sort of emphasise that and really go for it, because the team fight here for Tree, as always, is always actually middle lane. Sorry.
It's almost a little overkill there. No, yeah, I mean, I caught it on camera, so it matters, but I don't even know if they need all of that, but at least it does secure the kill. They used the ultimate for Puppet Master and Magnus. And Rap's going to be there as well, but...
Most likely going to turn to tier 1, actually, but no, Master Arms is going to lay down the goo. That should be enough to actually sort of stop any kind of push. So, yeah, maybe a bit of an overkill, but at least a kill secured in the end. Obviously, it does reduce Rally's sort of chance of getting a portal key early as well, so not too bad in that respect. But yeah, I mean, just going back to what I was going to say, like Tree, though, they have very, very strong late game, and unless a Reason Gaming do get like quite a big advantage in terms of the golden experience like through the ganks, then they might be in a little bit of trouble, honestly, because they've got Behemoth, they've got Magnus, they've got Puppet Master, as well as Rapsy and Bubbles. There's so much team fight there. I mean, Reason do have some good team fight themselves, but compared to Trees, it's just not enough. So they need to get ahead in other ways than just through team fights if they want to take this game.
You do see Dampier keeping the top lane pushed up. But, okay, the thing I wanted to bring up earlier, though, was the identity of this Hellborn team. And, again, I kind of touched, or I was going to touch on anyways. Well, now, are they physical? Are they magic damage? Now, as I say that, Dampier picks off the bottom lane into Behemoth down here, so well played in that sense. But, you got like a Master from Rally. They got that physical mix there on top of the Dampier big magic damage threat. I'm not saying that's bad, but, usually you maybe see one way or the other, especially more of a physical side of things. But Again, at the same time, Dampier is more of that magic kind of damage carry. You know, you got like a Doctor Repulsor is similar as well in that sense. So
no, that's a good point. Yeah. I mean, the one thing they don't really have too much is obviously sustained physical damage. Obviously, they've got Rally for sort of the burst, but they need some kind of sustained physical damage, which you'll eventually get with Dampier, obviously, when he starts picking up like the Wing Bow and maybe like the Savage, for example. But until then, obviously, they are lacking a bit of sort of physical. But that's not the biggest of deals. Before Tree gets Strong and Heads, obviously, magic damage is fine, but after they pick up, they pick up like a Strong and Head on Puppet Master, maybe Magnus, and even a Behemoth or Bubbles, then obviously that's where the physical damage is very, very important. But we're quite far away till then. Obviously, Grimlock is picked up on Dampier, 500 GPM at sort of 15 minutes, which is very, very good. Most likely going to pick up maybe Ghost Marchers or Steam Boots, and then we'll see the Portal Key. And that's where we'll probably see the aggression, obviously, with the Nymphora, with the Tundra, and start to see Reason Gaming kick up a gear.
Yeah. Now, you see that, though? Balthazar also has an Assassin Shroud coming, however, so you can't forget about Puppet Master over here. His farm is also continuing to be pretty good himself, 435 gold per minute. Bottom lane, possible engagement coming out. Now, there's 3 here for the Hellborn side, but Puppet's coming in from the flank, yeah. He's got that Shroud. Will he be able to catch them off guard? He's kind of scouting around, doesn't have full vision, obviously. And instead, it's just going to simply go back to farming, so no harm, no foul there, as teams will kind of retreat from one another. But Dampier actually goes to the top lane. Going to continue to farm up there. Middle lane, then 4-0 TP out. Yep, it works.
So well played. That's just great presence of mind, honestly. I mean, it seems quite simple in that respect, but obviously, as your middle lane.
Oh, yeah, down here, actually. Rally's actually trying to find the kill on a Rhapsody. Out comes the goo, and down goes Rhapsody, and then they're boiling water even, I guess, there. As it takes out Rhapsody, so she's trying to make the escape very close. But, I mean, that even goes back to that TP out from Nymphora. They were all focused on, almost got tunnel vision trying to chase after Nymphora. But in the meantime, then the other supporting cast comes back and picks off Rhapsody.
And Dampier was pushing top as well.
And Dampier, farming top up here. So, very good swing of momentum there. A little bit more even for Reason Gaming. But, again, I still, this Dampier, 550 gold per minute, that's a great GPM, but seeing no stacks, I just don't get that logic. I don't know, it just seems so funky to me, seeing a Dampier especially. But yeah, bottom lane, you got down here, Rally's in the flank. They can't see him here, so he's definitely in a good spot. And if they committed, that could have been really deadly. But actually, something just throws Willowkeeper off, and they just weren't comfortable. In the meantime, though, Dampier, look at that burst damage. And Bubbles didn't even stand a freaking chance right there. Offensive Master's Call going on to Dampier, helping to try to chase a little bit, but the Portal Key is going to be on cooldown just a little bit too long, it looks like. Or is it? Rally? No, he's not going to go on to Behemoth. He's going for Magnus. He is. They're going to commit to it, and down goes Magnus. Well, they got burst. There's no doubting that.
That is true, and now this is exactly what I was talking about. They've got the Portal Key on the Dampier, on the Rally, and obviously now this is the time where they start ganking and stuff. Now they're most likely going to take the Tier 1 tower mid, and Reason, they're looking very, very strong. Obviously, still early days in that respect, and Puppet Master is something that he should be definitely feared, but at the moment, Reason looking very, very strong here in Game 2.
I will say this too, Rudimsey on Behemoth, I was noticing it earlier as well, he really hasn't had the most farm this game. And again, Jungle Behemoth, you wouldn't expect him to be crazy by any means. But I want to say we usually see him at least do a little bit better, and I think a lot of that has to do with, though, he's 0-1-0. I mean, so he doesn't have any kill assists or anything like that, so that's not helping either. Now, he is very close to the Portal Key, and that's the big item, obviously.
Yeah, that's such a good point to make, though, because whenever we see sort of Jungle Magnus from Rudimsey, he normally gets very, very active. A few kills here and there, and it makes a big difference, not only for his own farm, but also for his teams, and obviously the detrimental aspect of the enemy team obviously having a lot of deaths. But you saw actually triple stack Agent stolen there by Reason as well, so another big pickup, honestly. That's got 1,500 gold swing already to Reason, if not more. So, I mean, at the moment, Reason looking like they're firing on all cylinders right now.
That they do, and again, obviously Willowkeeper up 1-0 in the series after the epic long, it's a long match, but just epic finish really of game number 1 that Willowkeeper was able to pull through with in the end and take it. So, but Reason Gaming clearly not letting them phase them too much, and here we are now. And again, as this game continues to progress, this is Willowkeeper. They're constantly playing in the dark to an extent, in the sense that anywhere. Reason Gaming can be anywhere at any time. Nymphora, obviously a big part of that. The Tundra Shiver, allowing them to get that freedom too. So this is a very scary game for Willowkeeper right now. as far as not knowing really what to expect. And as I said, you see the bottom lane rally's kind of down here. I wouldn't be surprised to see an M4 TP with that Dampier or something like that if they realize that Magnus is going to stick around, or maybe Tundra can be of assistance. He's going to scout things out. Now he's finished on the catapult. Oh, he stuns away in time. The compel just a little bit too late. And so not to be apple back to the top lane, and down goes Bubbles. Behemoth locking down Dampier a little bit. Dodges the seal stun. Offensive Master's Call comes out of Dampier. There's the Shockwave used alone onto Nymphora. Now it does drop a Bound Eye.
Yeah,
so.
that's why it's so big. Like, and although you're Bound Eye, like, particularly in this early stage of the game, it's a big deal. And I mean, I really sort of dislike that decision. They should have just backed off. They got the kill on, obviously, on Bubbles, and a little bit of an awkward TP come out from TPS Prices. I sort of praised him for a big TP in the middle lane, but obviously Behemoth was definitely going to stop it, so he does in the end drop in the end. But not the biggest of deals, but still something to be mentioned.
Yeah, and so Behemoth again with that portal key, obviously a kill on a support. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but at least a kind of a start of something here. Or that's going to be the idea. It's going to be on cooldown with a Shockwave, but especially if he can hit level 11, has a big potential to turn around in these fights, as Behemoth certainly does. Now, Puppet Master, you see the shiver. It's just scouting things out. It sees Puppet Master kind of farming around that area, knowing where he's at. He's going to go in the middle lane right now. Tundra, actually, maybe in some trouble, but here comes a TP from Nymphora. It's just Nymphora, though. Oh, the Legion team, I feel like they missed out on an opportunity right there. Obviously, again, they don't have the God Vision, as we always go back to, but that could have definitely gone in their favor in a couple of kills. But in the end, wasn't to be. He's going to double stack the Ancients, though, and we'll probably... he's going to wait for a triple stack, it looks like, before committing to that top lane. They want to maybe jump this Master, but no, he's not going to push any further, as he falls back before that jump is successful. So the double portakey of Magnus and Behemoth, haven't been able to make a whole lot use of it just yet, but that presence is definitely there, and you got to expect one eventually on Bubbles. But with that said, I mean, look at those GPM charts, man. Both teams, it's kind of similar stories, obviously much better for Reason in the end, but I mean, the supporting cast not doing that great on either side. It's all about the carries here in Game 2. This Master ports out, and this should be a free tower kill now, I guess. So they're just going to give up this top tower. But see, this is I mean, so Puppet Master decided not to do the double stack Ancients. And you look at what's happening right now. Dampier stealing the Ancients. He's not going to finish them, though. He actually falls back. Something kind of threw him off right there.
Well, he can't see anyone top lane. He might even return, actually. Once he sees everyone back in the top lane, then he might go. But at the same time, though, like, you have to assume, like, obviously, that all of Tree is up there, because why would Puppet Master be pushing up there by himself? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So in the end, he's going to lead the Ancients as a result. But Dampier is going to come up here in the top lane, but he might be in a little bit of trouble, honestly, if he sticks around.
Yeah, he's going to kind of push it out. I get a feel for it. Let's see, jumps in right as Puppet Master. Oh, Puppet Master. But the supporting cast, again, it was like they just weren't close enough, so he didn't want to risk it. Right there. That was an opportunity, though, because he just used his cooldowns, too, to do what he did. But the what tower got denied? That was Boxy denying the bottom tower, I believe. Bottom secondary with that said, so still it is a secondary tower down. That's good news for the Hellborn team. Shrunken Head is coming, though, for Dampier, and that's really the item that completes this his item set early on. He's got the Grimoire and the Portal Key, and then the Shrunken Head. He's a very, very bursty magic damage hero with very little lockdown attempt because of that Shrunken. But yeah, as you say, that Master of Arms, he doesn't stand a chance to get away right here as he goes down in the process. So good pick off on a Master, and they'll be fine with that for the time being. He's kind of falling back here. But Shrunken Head also getting close for Puppet Master. And, you know, you talk about Dampier. He's a snowball kind of carry hero, a lot of magic presence. But you get a Shrunken Head, and all of a sudden he's not nearly as impactful. And Puppet Master just about has it. So how important is that item? I mean, can the Legion team actually feel confident even team fighting and pushing with that?
I'm not too sure, honestly, because there's still obviously a lot of variables to sort of put into that before you can sort of say, oh, they start team fighting and pushing from there. But I think that there's still room for them to start ganking, though, really, because obviously if they've got the heroes to do that, and actually there's an M4 TP coming down the bot lane, Magnus might be in trouble. No, it should be fine in the end. But
no, he gets away. Going to be good. So, yeah, again, he has it now, so we'll kind of see what direction Willowkeeper goes into. But, again, it constantly goes back to, though, if they don't want to try to make something happen now, they're constantly playing so safe though because they have to.
Yeah.
And as a result, you know, maybe the GPM, especially across the board. I mean, sure, Puppet Master's doing all right, but I think that's the biggest reason why everyone else is just struggling so much because they can't farm anywhere comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, like, we haven't seen too many sort of Nymphora ganks, but that's fine though. Like, because although there's not enough ganks or not enough sort of Nymphora ganks in that respect, like, it's forcing the enemy team sort of to stick together because of the threat of the Nymphora ganks. And like you said, like, I've been seeing a lot of sort of trees sort of grouping up, and as a result, the only person who's getting farm is is the Puppet Master. So everyone's sort of just sitting around Puppet Master watching him farm. And obviously they're going to focus the priority farm on Puppet Master, but obviously no one else is getting a lot of farm. Obviously Behemoth has very little farm, Magnus has little farm, and Bubbles is only 130 GPM, while, you know, Region can sort of split push and sort of split farm in that respect, and that's why they've got 300 GPM on Rally. You know, still not too much on the other heroes, but in a sec, actually, here comes the initiation.
Yeah, Bubbles, but Magnus with a quick counter initiation. Behemoth's up, down, goes down here right off the bat. Rally's in trouble. Rally goes down. One counter initiation coming out from the Legion team. Nymphora is going to TP right in front of him. They're going to catch Master of Farms. They're going to finish off Congor. And just like that, the game swings in Willowkeeper's favor with a token of lifesteal. Unbelievable. Tundra's nearby. He's going to try to go for it. He's going to go for it. No, he's not. He's like, I'm backing out. Wow.
It's crazy how they were like 6, 7, 8,000 golden experience like ahead, and then one, you know, big play or one, you know, maybe a little bit of out of position here for Reason Gaming, and the game can change just like that. You know, they are still a little bit behind in terms of the gold, but that's going to change once they take the tier 2. They're ahead by 2,000 experience, and now they've got the token on Puppet Master, who's got a strong head, and he's level 16. So, I mean. The odds have definitely just swung in terms of the tree's favor right now.
You talk counter initiation. I know I use that term frequently, but Rhapsody, sure, one of the better ones at that, but a Behemoth is obviously very ideal for a counter initiation, and that right there was a perfect example why. But more so even Magnus. Krake's reaction time was pretty ridiculous right there. Bubbles got jumped initially. Within the second, if that, he jumped in to stun Dampier and prevent them from killing Bubbles and ultimately set up that huge turnaround. I mean, Dampier, he just melted. He had a shrunken head, but obviously couldn't get it off because of the stun lockdown. So yeah, everything just clicked together. Talk about just the swing once again. It's like 6,000 golden experience lead. All of a sudden now even gold and a 3,200 experience lead for our Legion team. They're going to clean up their own ancients and Puppet Master now. He brings a physical presence. That was the one thing that you brought up earlier that I really liked, where this Hellborn side, not so much on the physical side of things as far as consistent. Sure, they got the burst with Rally, but outside of that, you know, until you get that really late game farm, aka like the Wing Bow, maybe Conjuro, stuff like that on Dampier, don't expect a whole lot. Right now it's all magical, and that could prove to be the biggest issue, if anything. So look at the initiators too, by the way. Magnus and Behemoth both have not only a portal key but a tablet to assist.
Yeah, I do love that, because not only it helps in terms of the initiation, but it even helps further in terms of sort of catching potential. Obviously, there's so many times where like you started the team fight and sort of stopped it, but you sort of chase someone else, but you just can't get enough range. Bottom lane.
Yeah, we do see down here Magnus gets caught, Dust comes out, he's going to be fine. The Rhapsody goes down, but Magnus surviving is the big deal, because they used an M4 TP, 4 heroes here for reason. So that's one of those, sure, we got a kill, but was it really worth it in the end kind of deals? I don't know if it was. And yeah, they're just going to fall back altogether. They're not going to look to be pushing anytime soon.
Yeah, but I mean, they need to get the ganks happening, and that was fine. At least they got something, although probably not the favourable hero that they wanted to get. But they need to keep this aggression going, because I think in the end of the day, like, Tree's going to have the better late game. They've got the better team fight already, and the only way that Reason Gaming can get back in the game is through their sort of superior ganking. They've got the Tundra. They really need to sort of focus on on ganking instead of farming, because like Dampier's not going to out carry this Puppet Master, particularly now he's got obviously the strong head as well as the token of life for another 2 minutes. And I do like the sort of strategy. Look, you've got Rally sitting down bottom. They're not farming. They're looking for kills, and that's exactly what they need. But this could be a little bit of a backfire here, because invisible bubbles. Nice.
Oh, okay. I was going to say. They're trying. Look at Rally's done this several times now. He is going to pour it out and be fun, but he's really trying to be sneaky with that, man. He's kind of playing an extra ward of sight, like a movable ward of sight for the team. That can also stun and burst like crazy. So actually, he's not even close to a ward of sight, but he's giving them vision. Is what matters really. Puppet Master. Bottom lane, he's got a minute and a half remaining on the token, so they figure it's time to... I mean, hell, there's still a first tower above him, so obviously Willowkeeper has a lot of gold to make up right here. And they're going to start with the bottom tower. Understandably, Reason Gaming not going to put up really any fight other than the goo that's put down initially. They're going to try to exchange the middle secondary. Now, I wonder if Willowkeeper is going to put any restraints themselves here as far as defending. Rhapsody doesn't have a TP. Behemoth is porting, though. Now, the Shiver's going to spot that. Good placement of the Shiver right there. That actually gives them the vision as a just-in-case in the background. So, yeah, they fall back. They do lose that bottom tower. And they're gonna, Dampier doesn't have a TP, actually, so they could definitely still go right here if they wanted to. And it looks like Baltazar is going to stand his ground. Middle tower goes down, despite Behemoth being the only one here. So the denied attempt is unsuccessful.
No, like, I think he wasn't really trying to go for the deny. He was just too scared to sort of go up because, I mean, Dampier obviously he did back off, but they had no vision. So like they could have sort of been trying to bait Behemoth into the deny in the end. So that was a fine play. Like, although he didn't get the deny, like at least he didn't die, which would have been like a lot bigger deal. So it's fine.
But that also gets Willowkeeper with them missing right now. They are going to ultimately fall back. So again, it's a case from our point of view they probably could have maybe pushed that and been fine, but they played it very safe and understandably so. They do fall back. Hellflower picked up on Puppet Master. Magnus, he's kind of toying with them. He actually stuns in on a rally. Puppet Master coming in, but Nymphora's TPing in. Yeah, they realize that, I think. They know something's up. And they're going to kind of go retreat mode themselves. So the Shiver's scouting out a little more. Magnus off to the side. He is not being spotted. He goes in, actually. Kraken wants to make plays happen. Here we go. Boxy with the follow-up with the Kelfoot. Hits 4, but that fissure stun making it really awkward. And Bubbles actually goes down to the end. So I don't know if it was the fissure stun or just bad communication right there.
Yeah, it must have been bad communication because actually Boxy got a good initiation. I've had like 4 heroes in his Song of Silence and the Kelp field, but there was not enough to sort of follow up. Obviously the Behemoth and Magnus was sort of a little bit blocked from the Fisher Sun, but the follow up wasn't really there in terms of the Puppet Master and the Behemoth. So in the end, Boxy does die, and I mean the token is gone now. And actually, Reason have slowly regained their lead, but I don't know if it's still not enough really to sort of try and take these team fights, seeing as the sort of the superior draft here is for Tree in terms of the team fight. So maybe they might need a few more gangster and a few more sort of items for them before they can actually sort of take these team fights handedly.
Yeah. See Baltazar, he actually gets a TP delivered to him and safely ports out of there before he gets caught. So he has a Hellflower now with that said, and even more chance to, lock down this Dampier or whichever target he intends to and get the opening, that big burst damage to come, but 3,600 gold on Dampier, so this goes to the idea that now we're going to see what would you think next? Is this the Wingbow chance here, or maybe the Assassin Shroud? Or?
I think it's got to be the Wingbow because, Puppet Master might pick up the Savage Maze, but you can't always bank on that. And the second of all, he's just obviously finished the Hellflower, so if he does pick up the Wingbow, which is about like 1,000 gold away, which he farms quite quickly, so he can pick up a Wingbow and then take a team fight, and it would have obviously the evasion sort of advantage. Because Puppet Master won't have the sort of time or the money to actually buy the Savage Mace in time. So I think Wingbow would make the most sense, but he might pick up the Assassin's Shroud because he might think that he maybe wants a bit more mobility as well as the gamekin potential as well. But we'll have to see.
Yeah. Tundra middle lane does have the bound eye. He's invis. He's scouting out what's happening up here. Well, that's a dead Nymphoria. That's what's happening as they find a kill onto him. So good find from the Legion side, and they're going to now clean up the top lane, at least what they can of that. You got Dampier and Master of Arms somewhat up here, but I don't think they're going to commit to anything by themselves, of course. So Dampier falling back to the jungle again, continuing to pull up that gold. So will it be the Wingbow? Will it be something else? We'll have to wait and see what Imba decides to go for here. Look at this. Tundra bound eye. He's going to spot Puppet Master, but he is by himself, so no chance at doing anything. Granted, they have an Nymphoria, but she is dead currently, so doesn't really matter. And the top lane, yeah, they're not going to push it. You can tell right there they kind of started pushing it, but then not really. Rhapsody, oh, that was awkward. Places a ward aside, and he's going to be stopped. Yep, Avalanche comes out, but I was going to say, Tundra, I don't know about this. You might want to think about following. Never mind. Here comes Dampier in Nymphoria. That's an easy kill.
Yeah, you got like whenever the ganks can happen, they can have an extra sort of 2 to 3 people instantly on that person. So they can always make engagements almost anywhere on the map. Obviously with Nymphoria top lane.
Yeah, they know the numbers are weak right here for the Hellborn team. They're going to take advantage. Reason Gaming rally does fall. Tablet on a Master of Arms as he goes for the TP. Unsuccessful. Beautiful tablet by Behemoth, getting a range for the close stun with that in range. And Master of Arms, he's doing his best. Look at that. Root of Z is on top. And that is not easy. That is not easy.
Bomb lane.
He makes it look easy. Yes, bottom lane, Puppet Master. Can they stop it? Avalanche? No,
Nope.
they can't. Okay, he's good.
And that is a really nice play, actually. Just to watch is very, very nice. Actually, coming out from Root of Z.
Yeah. So makes the enraged stunts works with the heavyweight, of course, and ends up with a couple of kills in the process. So Shuriken Head popped by Puppet Master. Kind of a big deal, but that's. We'll see if that comes into play. I mean, it's going to be down for 60 seconds right here, so I'm sure Recent Gaming may even look for an opportunity, but.
Oh, Ice Brand pick up on Dampier.
Really?
Not a big fan.
Huh.
Not a big fan. But because I can understand, obviously, he wants to get some maybe a little bit more tanky in that respect. Obviously, maybe more mobility in the sense, obviously, he doesn't want to get kited by the Puppet Master. But at the same time, like the reason they're maybe losing these team fights isn't because obviously he's getting kited. It's because obviously he's dying too quickly because he doesn't get the strong head off, or you know he's taking too much damage from the Puppet Master. I mean, the Frostwolf is going to bulk him up in that respect, but they also need some physical damage, and Frostwolf Skull isn't really going to offer that compared to say like a Wingbow in that respect. So. Not a big fan of it, honestly. I mean, like he's only doing 180 sort of DPS or per auto attack, and it's just not enough. Like Wingbow would have made that about like 210, 220 plus, obviously the increased attack speed. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is funky because, again, the biggest thing we're talking about is the lack of later game physical presence. And if anything, that was going to come later game. But with this build, that doesn't necessarily help that. Now,
Tundra.
they are TPing. Yeah, no, the TP canceled. Something canceled the TP. Tundra goes down. I guess that was choice. Okay. I was like,
It'd be 5v3.
yeah, well, I was watching them the whole time, figuring that they would go. But, yeah, all of a sudden Tundra's dead. It's like, oh, that makes sense. So they decide to say, screw it. Not worth dying right there. So Tundra gets picked off. But yeah, the Frostwolf Skull, sure he's tanky, but is that necessarily the biggest deal in the world? Maybe not really. Buys time to refresh those cooldowns, sure, but we'll see. Bottom lane, Puppet Master. This is a risky Puppet, man. Yeah, he's going to be flanked right here. Buying enough time. Sizing Sam with that Offensive Master's Call. It just casts so freaking fast, but it's not enough. That's the other thing, actually. I've kind of forgotten about that, but the combo of Master and Rally is strong for that reason. Not enough, though.
I think actually the Blue Master's Call should have been put onto Dampier because, I mean, the Rally's going to get the Seismic Slam off regardless of whether he's speeded up or not, but obviously because the Compel is enough stun time to get the Seismic Slam off. But Dampier was like about 500 units away from actually getting the important Vampiric Flight and Terrorize, and I think with the Blue Master's sort of call, he could have had maybe a chance to actually kill or sort of engage onto the Puppet Master as well, but in the end, not the biggest of deals. Obviously, Puppet Master still does survive, and most likely they're going to take Congor unless Tree do want to defend.
Well, deja vu. I mean, we know what happened last time. It's the last thing you want to happen if you're the Hellborn team. There we go. Behemoth starting things off. Magnus, he gets compelled, really distracting a little bit. Behemoth jumps in. He gets off right there. Magnus does it as well. Dampier, he is still alive, though, in the background. He jumps on a Rhapsody. He's going for it. Puppet Master died right off the bat, and Rhapsody goes out as well. So deja vu, not so much, as Recent Gaming definitely winning this fight, at least for the time being. Magnus, no, the shield stun just out of range. Portal key in time.
Oh my god.
And will actually escape, maybe?
Tree
yes, he's going to be fine.
Tree got very, not lucky in that respect, but that could have ended up a lot worse. Obviously, they're going to lose to Congor now, but Magnus, Behemoth, and Bubbles would most likely died. But actually, kind of, I don't know if you call it lucky or great play in that respect, but Behemoth and Magnus both jumped onto the Master Arms and Dampier, but just before Dampier got initiated, he actually portal keyed away onto the Rhapsody. So Behemoth only blew his ultimate onto the Master Arms in the end, and as a result, just didn't do enough damage, and Dampier just went ham, and as a result, won the team fight single-handedly.
Yeah, so Puppet Master, yeah, he just got locked down, man, completely, and didn't stand a chance to do really anything in that fight, and obviously the big deal there. So a one victory, one fight, even a victory, whatever, for Recent Gaming, and hell, this is turning into kind of game one in that sense. I know we jumped in that one later, but it's really kind of feeling like, at least, it's may have how it went, where momentum shifting every which ways, and right now it's pretty even. I mean, the stats pretty much say that. Dampier, sure, he's continuing to get more farm, but the Frostwolf Skull, arguable there. However, another 2,400 gold saved up. So we'll see now what he gets next in line. With that said, Puppet Master also getting to that point. No buybacks have been used. That's also worth noting here. Sheepstick finished on Magnus. Absolutely big there. I wonder what Behemoth is going to go for, if we're going to see maybe that Rift Shards, or not Rift Shards, Spell Shards again. Hell, Rift Shards would be awesome, Behemoth, man. Have you ever done that, the Assassin Shroud Rift Shard build?
Yeah. I did it in Mid Wars. It's pretty funny.
Pretty awesome. I did it in TMM and dominated with it. I'm a man, that's why.
So it's too good for mid-breaking.
He does get a Storm Spirit, though, so that makes more sense than Rift Shards. But I was going to say, I mean, Storm Spirit, I would have liked to see the Spell Shards, man. But yeah, Storm Spirits obviously makes sense. And
it's because they actually need some kind of counter-initiation, because you've got Portal Key on Tundra, you've got Portal Key on Dampir and Raddy. Like, they can blow up Puppet Master so easily, and obviously the Storm Spirit is going to be enough. So if they do jump on Puppet Master, they can just sort of Storm Spirit up in the air, and that's going to sort of survive Puppet Master from all the initial bursts. So it was a lot better. Obviously the Spell Shards would be sort of cool in that respect, but for the sort of counter initiation to make sure Puppet Master is sort of staying alive, the Storm Spirit is actually perfect. And as long as Ro4 plays it right, which I'm sure he will. Then the initiation factor is from recent is kind of a little bit nullified, honestly, just from that one pickup. So. Yeah. Good item pick up there coming out from Ro4.
Now, Dampir has got the token. This changed the token to life, man. Oh! Double damage rune just spawned, and he portal keyed away from it right as it spawned. They're in the area, though, so they're still going to get it. Yeah, they probably spotted it right there. So not the biggest steal in the world. As I say that, he runs right by. And does anyone have a bottle? No? Okay.
Tundra has the ball.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of maybe they're just filling out the area first. I hope for their sake, though, they go and pick that up. That's a pretty good rune to have. Especially at this point in the game. Top lane, they're making their way up here. It's almost as if they're getting tunnel vision with what's going on up here. In fact, they find the jump on a bubbles, but they take cover in time. And the portal key to get away. Going to be fine. The double damage is still there. I'm very curious about that. I think I'm too trained on that, though. But Fortisight is going to be countered. They are moving as a team, man. They want to find somebody. Well, they find, Puppet Master. Now you might be the one in trouble. Never mind. Sats and Shroud should be fine. Do they have dust? They don't have dust on them. They got 2 bound eyes, though, so.
Yeah. It should be enough, but I mean, carrying a pair of dust is just nice, obviously, because even if you can't see them, obviously, you'll be able to get the clear vision from the Dust of Revelation in that respect, but what?
Magnus just made a huge escape himself. He actually... Tundra was chasing him down here. I was kind of wondering whether the Nymphoria started TPing it as well, but he sheepstick Tundra and then just quickly ported before Tundra could avalanche right there and actually ported out safely. So good reaction coming out. And there, he actually bottles up the double damage right before Puppet Master gets it. So going back to that, it almost kind of backfired that they didn't get it earlier, but it doesn't. But yeah, the token of life, it's 50 seconds. I was saying earlier, this change, man, that happened. It used to be 7 minutes, now it's 5 minutes, and you feel it, man.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
already going to be gone.
And it's one of those things that makes token maybe a little bit weaker in that respect, because sometimes you pick up token and there's no really way you can just push into the base because, for one reason or another. But in the old token ways, you could sort of just farm and then sort of push. But now, obviously, it's push or just farm and sort of leave token. There's sort of no in between. And as a result, it looks like they're going to just sort of give up the token without any kind of push, which it makes sense. I mean, yeah, you have the token, but at the same time, you don't want to sort of force things because, if you force things, obviously, it might result in sort of game one as well. So
yeah,
I'll get it back at the end.
All right, pause coming out here, maybe about a minute pause or so. Do got some updates as far as the gold division goes, by the way. Obviously, this is the last match happening right now for the Diamond. But again, the gold division, we were wanting to keep an eye on that and kind of curious how that's going to ultimately play out here. And interesting results.
Reflex.
You got Dawn versus Prime Icarus are going to be playing as they both move on.
Do you know who's playing on Dawn as well?
Okay, yeah, you were mentioning this. It's
Probusk actually.
Yep. He's playing for Dawn. Yep. So he's a
they
part
should
of
really
their
be
team.
called Instant Reflex, but whatever.
Oh well.
Oh well, whatever. No, I'm sure. Yeah.
But then look at the bottom portion there. Rexars and then Shrek is Love actually defeated formerly Instant Reflex, now known as Not Excellent.
They really?
Yeah. 2-0.
Wow.
Took them out.
I was not expecting that. That's pretty crazy. Man, I wish we could cover every single game. That'd be so cool.
Yeah. It'd be a lot of games, but yeah, it's fun at least to keep an eye on it and see how it's going. Like I say, maybe we don't, at the very least, talking about it. It's definitely something we should be doing. So that's what we're doing right here. But
yeah, because there's some great games in Gold. Like all these teams could be in Diamond because they're that sort of standard of play. But
yeah,
there's only 8 spots, I guess.
Man, Fun in the Sun lost their losers bracket matchup too. They're out.
What was that team? What was the? Oh yeah, that's Fun in the Sun.
That was the one I was talking about. Yeah. Oh, so much for that.
They got 2-0.
They got 2-0 by Tang Zheng Pang. Those guys.
Excellent.
Well, they tried. So that I believe means actually they're going to get demoted to silver, unfortunately. So they're trying, but hey, I mean that shows you, man. Gold's not easy. That's
Serious. Yep.
Gold as well as of course diamond, difficult group. So yeah, going to be fun to see how that continues to play out, as well as this one. Obviously, again, as I said, this is the only match going on right now for diamond remaining today, and after this series, they'll be done. But tomorrow, we'll be back with the losers bracket, as always here with Season 3 now. Again, I really like this new format and everything. It really allows us to cover a majority of the matches, especially as things pick up. So losers bracket round 1 into round 2 are going to be taking place tomorrow, and pulling up the brackets right here. It's going to be, as my OBS decided to freeze on me. Great. Come on now. There we go. Okay. The Last of Us versus Wapdash is going to be, they're competing to stay alive in Diamond, but also prevent themselves from going to gold, and also, obviously, move on here. But Twisted Fuchsia versus Nullstone Gaming. Again, that one really, knowing one of those two teams are going to be bounced down to gold is fun to think. That'll probably be the matchup that we cover tomorrow, I think it's safe to say, of those two. And BMG is currently awaiting the winner of that series, actually. So a couple of matchups back-to-back that'll definitely be fun there.
Indeed.
To watch. Of course, the loser of this, they'll be bounced down to the top portion down there, the losers bracket. So there you go. All right, it looks like we are good to go here. We're zooming things on. Again, this is only game 2. If Reason happens to pull this out of the end, we are going to game 3, but Willowkeeper, they of course don't want that to happen, and this just continues to now be an even game. Very tense game, as that first game was, at least the time that we jumped into it.
Yeah, it looks like actually Storm Spirit picked up here from Master of Arms, so sort of similar to the Storm Spirit picked up on Behemoth. So that's going to sort of stop the initiation and burst potential coming out from Tree as well. One thing to note though is actually, I mean, yeah, Storm Spirit is good, but compare it to sort of Behemoth, who's got Portal Key as well. The initiation, or the sort of the initiation of the counter initiation, if that makes any sense, or Portal Key and then into Storm Spirit, it would be a lot better than just obviously the Storm Spirit. Because if Master Arms is sort of slightly out of position while Dampé gets jumped, then the 0.5 seconds of the second of damage coming out could be the difference between obviously him dropping and obviously him surviving. So Nia has to have really good position here, sort of to be sort of inside of the fight, sort of to use the Storm Spirit if he needs it, but at the same time not be sort of too out of position where he himself could get picked off as well. So I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he can get enough farm, he picks up a portal key of himself, because obviously it's good to have obviously the initiation, obviously with the blast shot or the charge shot, and obviously with the Storm Spirit as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he does get the Dancing Blade here, so Wingbow most likely going to be coming up for Dampier. I mean, definitely could be Genjiro. I mean, that's not the question for Dampier, but usually we would see the Assassin Shot first, of course, so probably going to be the Wingbow. With that said, of course, even getting that reflect damage aspect. See the bottom line, they're trying to bait out N4 big time right there, but nothing to be had. As you see on the mini-map, they're not even nearby. Token, I think Congor, obviously Token is worn off by now. Congor probably still has a good 3 minutes or so, I would think, so probably around 47 minutes here before that's going to be happening again. So they're kind of in that area, but obviously not going to be popping up just yet.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment it's getting quite passive, but I think this actually might actually benefit Reason. Although Tree does have the late game, I think this might benefit Reason because they actually do have the superior pickup. Obviously, they've got the Ro4, they've got Tundra. So if the game goes on sort of statistically in terms of like the amount of heroes they've got and the sort of gank potential they have, they should be doing a lot more ganks, obviously, more successful ganks than Tree. Obviously, it might not end up to be in terms of reality in that sense, but they obviously have the superior sort of gank. So if they can sort of delay this and get a few pickups here and there, that could be a big difference actually into sort of the swing of the game.
All Tree heroes have over 50% win percentage past 45 minutes, while Tundra is the only one in the Hellborn. Yeah. So good news there for Willowkeeper. What is, again, a very even game. That is worth pointing out right there, definitely, as far as the lineups that they're running with here. So there's the Wingbow finish in full, coming out from Dampier. Obviously no racks or anything like that have been destroyed. Still no buyback, so as far as I'm concerned, we still have plenty of game left. Looking at that, and again, where this game is at. As looking back at the first game, especially, once again, making reference there, but you see a Willowkeeper getting a little bit antsy to try to make a push up here top, perhaps, but so is Reason. Yeah, they're going bottom. They don't have to deal with the secondary tower, though, unlike Willowkeeper.
Yeah, Reason should actually push here and force Tree back, because obviously, they're going to be pushing here on the tier 3 compared to the tier 2 for Tree, and Tree have to get back. Yeah, the TP's already started, so it's a good rotation coming out from Reason. Look at the damage. There's a lot of damage here on the tier 3. They are going to lose the tier 2, but here could be the initiation, actually.
Oh, no, he didn't stay long enough. He didn't want to risk his life. Tower's going to stay alive for now, so, pretty big deal. That's still going to help fight off the creep wave at least a little bit, as be the presence there. But it's somewhat of a fake fallback at the same time from Reason Gaming.
They don't need to force this, though, to be fair. Like, they've been farming the last sort of 5 to 10 minutes. There's no need to sort of rush this at the moment.
Yeah.
They can wait for Congor. They've got the Hellborn advantage, but they look like they're getting antsy. They want to go, it feels like. Pipemaster isn't there, but they should maybe go. I don't know if they've actually spotted Pipemaster not being in the bottom lane, but they should go if they can.
Yeah, he doesn't have a TP. It's on cooldown at least. That was a big opportunity, but yeah, they had no clue. Not going to force it, as you put it. I mean, Congor should be coming up here soon now. Within this next minute, I believe. I guess around 47 or so. So, yeah, probably within this next minute. I'm sure we'll see that Congor. And, yeah, they're just all out retreating now. They port to the top lane, at least Master of Arms does. He's going to clean up there. So, no doubt, Congor is most likely going to be our next focus here as far as the next fights take place.
Ooh, top lane.
Between these two teams. Top lane, Puppet Master. This should be a free kill. Watch this first. Boom, baby!
Didn't even do the ulti, I guess. But
yeah, I was actually surprised he even did the ulti. I think he could have just opened with the auto attack Whiplash.
Yeah, because he would have had like an extra 125 from the assassin's round.
Although he did have a Storm Spirit, but I guess if you show him, then it would be fine. Anyways, gets that kill. That's what matters. Ultimate's on cooldown for a little bit here, but Congor is back up. So here goes Reason. I'm sure Willowkeeper has some kind of timer themselves. They're not necessarily getting over here, though. They're kind of moving over, maybe. Okay, yeah, I think they know now. And that's going to be enough for Reason Gaming to not to be too comfortable.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know whether Reason are a little bit scared or a little bit passive, because obviously they lost game 1 and they don't want to sort of throw anything. But they've obviously got the superior sort of game potential with the Tundra. Actually, there might be initiation. They're going to back off. Oh yes.
Oh, the double damage right. It was so tempting. Protectability. It saves Bubbles right there initially, but Bubbles goes down as well as Rhapsody. They pick up the DD, and into Congor they go. Wow. I don't know if that could have worked out more perfect for Reason. Yeah, big bait indeed. The double damage rune was too much to pass up, apparently. And that's a free Congor kill indeed. Token of life going to go to Dampier. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, he picks it up. As the rest of Willowkeeper are there, someone in the top lane here.
They're going all in bottom lane.
Are they? Oh, yeah. Wow, Ro4 TPs them in. Here we go. Bananas on a Tundra, by the way, as that was the third Congor kill. So now Willowkeeper has a big decision to make. They're kind of still at the top lane. But as soon as they see this, are they going to start pointing back? Yeah, already one pointing back in Magnus. And actually, Dampier's fine with that. He falls back as well. So they get the token. They're happy with that for the time being. Obviously, Resurrection is going to take place now.
Staff on Rally as well, actually. So, I mean, although they don't have maybe the biggest sustained physical DPS, they have a lot of physical DPS, seeing as it's picked up the bulwark as well. So, I mean, if Storm Spirit, if Root of Z isn't actually on the ball there with the Storm Spirit, I mean, Pipemaster could easily fall, regardless of if he's got his shrunken head up or not. So,
yeah,
something to be noted there.
You see Tundra heading towards the middle lane, cleaning up what he can over there. Has the Abyssal Skull as well to kind of help things out, but see back to the bottom lane, and Ro4 is kind of scouting out maybe with the Bound Eye, see if maybe counter warding. They're going to keep the pressure up down here, though. They're constantly going back and forth with, and again, the token still has plenty of time left, 3.5 minutes. You can see Puppet Master, he's waiting for some vision, however, before he makes any commitment up here at the top lane. As Ro4 is going to fly down here, so at least they see that for the time being. And that'll probably give a cue for it to feel a little more comfortable, I guess, yeah.
TPS Plus has got his longest hatchet as well. So.
Yep, that's what he does. That's classic. Oh, Behemoth goes in! The shockwave! Magnus comes in as well. Dampier, good amount of damage off the bat. Magnus then killed TP's prices in the background. There's a Sheep Stick on Dampier. However, the Storm Spear comes out immediately after. Behemoth with the more lockdown, though, with that stun protected melody comes out. Dampier, he goes in, though, stops it immediately, gets the kill, and then quickly falls away. Shrunkenet is up, but Puppet Master, he's putting in some auto attack damage. Not enough, however. Off at the Master's call on a Dampier. Behemoth with the lockdown, but he's going to fall shortly after right here. Puppet Master's damage is just not enough by itself, especially. Magnus jumps back in with the eruption, though. Down goes Master of Arms. Bananas to heal back up Tundra, and actually Magnus, he's in trouble. Dampier beating on him. Can he heal up in time? No, he can't. The Sheep Stick at the last second. Magnus stays alive. The hold in place, and Dampier is dropping, but not fast enough. He goes in. Puppet Master is almost dead. Magnus somehow, he's done him. Puppet Master with a similar range. Here's the Storm Spirit, though, and now he'll need to get back. Unbelievable how neither one of them died right there. And then look at the melee racks. It took like 0 damage throughout all of that.
He's still got his token as well. Like.
And he still has a token. Wow. I don't know how nobody died there at the end. That was ridiculous. Yeah, I guess value wing bullets. I was going to say you can guarantee what item we're seeing next, and there you go. Savage Maze.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually why I said, obviously, he's got the wingbow now, but I mean, imagine if he got that before the Frostfall score as well. They could be taking these team fights, and I mean, they were doing very, very well there, but if they, took the team fight, 10, 15 minutes earlier, then this could be game 3 already. But in the end, he has picked up the Frostfall score. It's not offering him too much, to be honest. Like you saw, he's doing good damage, but it's still not enough to really make the biggest of difference. He hasn't been able to sort of drop the Puppet Master. He hasn't been able to drop the core heroes because he just doesn't do enough damage. I mean, there's definitely a possibility he might sell the Frostfall score. Obviously, after the token, he might pick up a Gunjuro, but he might sell the Frostfall for maybe like a Savage of his own, or even like a Rift Shards. And then 4 TP in the bottom lane, but they're not going to find it.
They really love this bottom part, man. It's like they control this part of the map with the way they've been playing around here lately. But yeah, they port back in, and Dampier picking up more farm. But yeah, the Savage Maze definitely making things a little different now. You saw Magnus kind of poking in. He is going to be fine, though, in the end. 3 charges on Dampier, a minute left on the token. So here we go. They want to get these melee racks. They want to make use of the token alive. Everything is up, though, for the Legion team, including that Savage. Now, there is no buyback on Puppet Master. So that is big thing to note there. Melee racks, it is dropping quickly. You got to expect that jump here in the near future. I don't think they're just going to absolutely give it up. As I say that, maybe they will. Here we go. Invulnerability? No. They say we got to give it up. All right. Token's going to be wearing off in 35 seconds right here. Behemoth stun. Not really the most follow-up. I don't know about this.
You just back off. Like they got what they came for. They've got the racks. They've still got Hellborn advantage, and now they've got even better lane control as well because obviously they've got the racks bottom lane. I mean, if they've got this far already, there's no need to sort of force things, of course. They can obviously farm the enemy jungle, so increase their golden experience lead, which isn't the biggest deal, actually, this sort of late in the game. But more importantly, take the lane strategy. Top lane, Magnus might be in trouble. Here comes the TP.
Yeah, Magnus in a lot of trouble. There goes the TP indeed. Magnus, can he somehow make the escape? He stuns in, but the seal stun hit. If it wasn't for the seal stun, that could have been a chance. But he does not have a buyback. That's right. Wow, that's a huge pickoff. Extra huge, even. And again, that's one of those cases that's like, sure, you want to kind of push. Actually, Bubbles jumps right into Rowley right here. Behemoth block off. But yeah, Puppet Master auto attacks and realizes he needs to fall back. He needs to be careful himself. He will Assassin Shroud and be fine. But, hindsight, sure, but Magnus even farming up there in the first place, is that really getting you a whole lot? In the end, you could definitely argue that. And, he ends up getting picked off, so no buyback to be had. And this means the top tower going to be beat on pretty heavily. It should at least be the tower kill. Without Magnus, I mean, can they? I mean, they have to, right?
They have to. They can't go 2 racks in. They're going in.
There we go. Shockwave goes in. Dampier, a lot of damage off the bat. There goes a bit of a look at Dampier. He just absolutely melted right there. They say burst this bitch, and down he goes. Master of Arms is also going to fall. And in 4 with the TP is going to be fine, but perfect example of the burst damage right there from Willowkeeper.
Exactly, but where was the Storm Spirit coming from near? I know the burst damage was quick, but you have to be on your toes. You've got to be on your fingers. He's got enough gold for the portal key, so if he's having issues for the positioning, then pick up a portal key. But you have to keep your Dampier alive. He's the only one who's going to win the team fight. You kill Dampier, you win the team fight. You kill Puppet Master, you win the team fight. They've got a Storm Spirit up now on Tundra. Hopefully that's going to be enough, but they can't allow your main important heroes to sort of be dropped that quickly in the team fight.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, we know this game has a lot of burst potential in it on either side, but that was definitely something. Again, with no token especially, no chance for Dampier. Now they have buybacks. So you see Willowkeeper making a push right here. At the bottom lane, though, Tundra and Ro4 are down here. Ro4 doesn't have a TP for 10 more seconds. They actually ported down there thinking they may have caught somebody, I guess, or something, but here comes the middle push in the meantime. So again, Dampier, 10 seconds left. Doesn't want to buy back if he doesn't have to. I don't think he's going to have to, actually, because Willowkeeper will just fall back to himself. So maybe another Congor kill is going to be in the works here, as that should be coming up maybe in about 3 minutes or so. Around the hour mark, probably more like 59, I would think. That's where we're very likely going to see that, but that could perhaps once again help determine where this game ultimately could end. Puppet Master, 4,200 gold, though, saved up. Obviously saving up for the buyback, but yeah, they're kind of baiting right here. They want to jump, but not enough chances to go for it, and they have to fall back, so no jump to be
Yeah,
had.
I mean, whenever you play against Tundra, though, in the late game, like, this Shiver does so much work. It's absurd. And they've got the Nymphoro as well. And, I mean, they have made a few sort of ganks in the late game, but probably not as much as I expected, honestly. I mean, yeah, Tree might probably have the late game, but, I mean, Dampier's clearly shown that he can sort of hold his own in the late game as well. But the one thing that, honestly, that I think that should be the sort of the X factor here and the sort of the signature sort of feature, it should be these ganks. Actually, here's the TP top, but...
Yeah.
You know,
was on top of it.
Exactly.
He
but,
reacted right away, so.
I mean, at least they're trying it, because that's what they need to be doing, because they've got, obviously, these sort of tools to their disposal, but they need to be using them, of course, because there's no need or there's no point for them to make a bog standard, let's just go 5v5. Try and go for the pickoff. They've got the Tundra, they've got the Nymphora, and they should be trying to use them. Obviously, they've got the Hellborn advantage as well, so they don't need to rush anything. They can wait for Congor as well. Pick up the sort of map control that they've got here with some nice wards that should be placed by TPS prices in the enemy jungle, but they just need to keep their head cool.
Okay, yeah, Genjiro just finished by Puppet Master right here. He has 1,900 gold, and I believe, okay, he has enough buyback for now. You know, with a little bit of farm here, he should be more than fine. I was going to say maybe with the death it might be different, but no, he's a little bit more farm here. He should be fine. So yeah, Genjiro finished as well. Again, that right-click damage is definitely absolutely huge.
Middle lane
eruption. They're trying, they're stretching, they're reaching. Not going to happen. Instead, a very, very gold-efficient eruption comes out as far as from the creep wave. They're looking for turn. Yeah, Master of Arms comes in with that portal key. And all of a sudden, Magnus is caught, actually. Storm Spirit comes out. The Seismic Slam mitigated, but the lockdown is still too much in the end. Okay, didn't even Seismic Slam, I guess, so nothing really hurt there in the end for Reason. Is that another no buyback? No, he does have a buyback. This time at least. Well, he have to use it. It would be his last one, though, if he has to use it, so definitely.
Yeah, he wouldn't have Eruption either. He wouldn't have Eruption, so I think they should push. I mean, Dampe doesn't have a strong head, so that could be the reason why they don't actually. He might be going back to sell it and then rebuy it. Yep. Well, very well played from him. Yeah. They should push right now, because if Magus does buy back, he doesn't have Eruption, so that's not the biggest of deals. They should try and end this right now, right here.
You see at the where did he port to? Okay, he just ported to his middle base tower. That's kind of interesting. I guess they make don't have to run the distance if you don't have to. I guess only 155 gold. Anyways, he's gonna go for Congor right here with the rest of his team. Last game was the longest one Tree had played. This game is already the 5th longest. Yeah, it's quite the long series we're having here. And again, this is only game 2. If Recent Gaming wins this, we could have a 3rd and final game to decide it, as far as who moves on to play Seek Esports in the Winter Bracket Finals. But approaching that hour mark, Congor is up. That's going to be another free Congor kill. I mean, outside of the first Congor that happened where Willowkeeper was able to come in and win the fight, it's been all reasoned with, and obviously Hellborn Advantage is part of that. Token on Dampier, Bananas on Rally. So here we go once again. The bottom racks, of course, has been destroyed in the Hellborn's favor as well, so seems like Reason's in a very good spot to definitely get a victory here if they just play it appropriately. But Puppet Master is farmed.
Yeah, there's still a lot of buybacks. They've got buybacks on Behemoth, Bubbles, and Bubbles probably won't have a buyback actually, but they've got buybacks on Magnus, Puppet Master, and Behemoth. And although Dampier does have a token, he's sort of fighting against almost 3 tokens here for Magnus, Puppet, and Behemoth, because they can easily buy back and defend. So it's a very, very close decision whether they want to push and go for this or still try and weigh it out in that respect.
So last time they kind of just gave it up, but again, this time it's a second set of racks. I don't know if they're going to be as comfortable doing that. They're trying to pressure Damp here. They got to make something. Rally jumps at first, though. Magnus the target. There's the Storm Spirit. Side of Sam going to be canceled. They get the melee racks, but at what cost right here? Magnus, he towers away. Going to be far for now. Puppet Master locked down initially. Protect the Melody well up the day. A little bit. Rhapsody goes down the back row, but there's a Sheep Stick. And now Damp here. He's going to start taking some first himself. No, a lot of Storm Spirits coming out. Saving the day. Kelfield going to be used as well. Magnus has obviously been picked off. Behemoth's stun comes out too late, though. Shockwave, he goes in. Dampier still alive. Similar range. Oh, there's a Storm Spirit on Puppet Master. He's finally going to fall. He has a buyback. Uses it immediately. But I think Recent Gaming might have just pushed through enough. Rally is somehow going to live. No, he does die in the end, maybe. Well, Bubbles is chasing him. Yes, he will get the kill. They're going to chase back. There's a wall off on the Master, and Master is going to fall here. So maybe not 100% over here. He barely lives. Oh, these Storm Spirits are ridiculous, man. There's so
They're making
many.
a big difference, though. They're making a big difference, honestly. As they should, actually. It's getting to the point in the game where your cores are the ones that's doing the damage, and then you got your supports just trying to obviously help your cores as much as possible, trying to keep them alive, trying to make them do as much damage as possible with any lockdown they can have. But yeah, again, obviously, they've still got one more buyback, but the token is still actually on Damp. He's got 7,000 gold, so I mean, he could buy whatever he wants, but it actually looks like Tree are going to push you in the middle lane. Rally and Mo are dead, but they do have buybacks, though, so Tree have to be dangerous. Oh, this is going to be dangerous.
Yeah, this is what I don't know about. I don't know. Puppet Master is going by himself, basically. He's going to fall. I don't know what they were thinking right there. I mean, counter pushing is one thing, but they were literally just doing it with two of them.
Yeah, and they got so
into
far
three.
as well. Yeah, and here comes the Nim4 TP. Actually, they're already down here, but probably not with the hero they wanted. They probably wanted Damp here, but Val's just here in the top lane. He's going to try and do some kind of backdoor, but it's just not going to be enough. It's just too futile. It's going to maybe get the tier 3. Might pressure the racks, but they've got the invulnerability already, so. And they might even go for a base race right here, actually. Tree doesn't have a buyback. They don't have buybacks on Behemoth or Puppet Master.
I think that was it. I mean, sure, they get the middle tower, but is that really a big deal? Not really. That should be it. I mean, Recent's game is going to push it right here. Oh, he does buy back. He got just enough right there. Damn, you're going to be locked down. Token of life still has plenty of time, though. So if anything, that's just going to be used. Protect the Melody comes out. Puppet Master putting in the auto attack. Shockwave goes off in time. But he can't even kill Rally right there. Damn, Pierre's just proven to be too strong with that team support. Nymfora's picked off in the background at least. Damn, will he finally fall right here? Somehow he's still alive, man. Oh, my God. Just die. Finally. I'm sure that's what they were saying in their Skype as well. Magnus, in the meantime, he's going to be locked in as it comes in the front lines. He does go down. Dampier may actually fall right here finally again with the token of life not ready. Never mind. Puppet Master locked down, and Puppet Master all of a sudden dead. He does not have a buyback. Dampier has proven to be just a little too strong. The lifesteal on top of the little bit of tankiness coming into play, and Willowkeeper, they're giving it a great final stand here. But that should do it for Recent Gaming, and that means we are going to be going to a game number 3.
Jeez.
Both games lasting over an hour.
Man,
why not?
What is the final game going to be like? It's going to be like a 2-hour game or so just for the finale, man. Woo!
Why not a game 3, right? All right. So, Recent Gaming takes it. The Dampier. That Dampier was living forever, man. And I think that you can't underestimate his passive, too.
Yeah. That's true. Like I was saying, like, I kind of underestimated his late game potential. We always talked about obviously Dampier, very very strong snowball hero, but he definitely has the potential to carry there. And I mean, it was a full slotted Puppet Master versus full slotted Dampier, and I mean, obviously it wasn't just them two. Obviously, it came down to the team fight as well, and obviously the team support. But in the end, Dampier did come out ahead. So. Man, I'm just looking forward to Game 3 already. If this is Game 1 and Game 2, what is Game 3 and the finale going to be like? I can't even imagine.
Well, we got to go on a break right here. I'm sure you guys wouldn't mind a little bit of a break as well. The players probably, but again, it's going to be a short break. We got game number 3. The final game of the night going to be coming up, ladies and gentlemen. You do not want to miss that. Willowkeeper.